Well, good morning. Today is... That doesn't sound good. Something with my car. I don't know if it's just because it's cold. I don't know. That doesn't sound good. It's squeaking. I don't know what it is. I just got everything done, so I know it's fine. But anyway, today is Wednesday, January 26th, and we do have birthdays today. Today is Michigan, the state of Michigan's 185th birthday. It's hard to believe we've been around 185 years. But it's Patricia Barnhart's birthday, but I will be singing to Patricia. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Patricia. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. We're on a curve, so I got to be a little careful. It's also Landrew's birthday, Landrau. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Landrew. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. I don't like the sound of the brakes. It's not sounding good, but it's so cold. But we also have one more birthday. Today is Roxy, Demo RNA, so it's Roxy's birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Roxy. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. Well, I hope you all join in with the state of Michigan and have a great birthday today. I remembered my microphone today because I keep forgetting to put it on when I'm in the car, and I know that it's a little bit more difficult to hear when we're in the car. But like I said, it's a balmy 1 below today, and you're probably saying, Sandy, if it's so cold, why don't you have your hat on? I do have my hat, but my hair is still wet, and if I put my hat on too soon, then I get a flat head the whole rest of the day, and then it drives me crazy. But I have the heat on in the car, which usually I don't usually have. And then I do have my mittens in my pocket. But the car is warm enough so far, so we'll see. But Alyssa only had a half day today, and David's working up in Flint again. And obviously he's not going to be able to pick her up at 10:15 in the morning, so we're on our way to go get Alyssa. She's feeling much better. Thank you for your concern. She does take some medications for it, but unfortunately it's in pill form, and she does not do pills very well. Okay, you're coming up pretty quick. You never know in this corner. And he's a Geico. He's supposed to be extra careful because he's a Geico guy. But anyway, so Cindy's going to look into getting her some of the medication in liquid form so that she can take it in liquid form, which obviously she'll have no problem with it that way. But see what I'm going to have today. As you saw yesterday, I changed everything up. I stayed within my points, so I don't feel bad that I changed it, but it just proves to me that's one of the reasons I can't do a weekly menu, because I'd always be changing it anyhow, because I really was feeling like I wanted an egg salad sandwich, but by the time I got home, I thought, no, I don't really want that. Because right now I'm leaning toward like a bowl of Wheaties with a grapefruit and a cup of tea, with a banana in my cereal, which that's going to be like 11 points, just that alone. And then for dinner, I cooked an extra piece of chicken, and so I'm going to have a salad with the chicken and some cottage cheese and a pineapple. And if I have enough points left over, I think I want to have my Marzetti's Thousand Island dressing, which is 6 points. It's a lot of points for 2 tablespoons of dressing, but it's so worth it because it's so good. And yesterday, this just shows you how my mindset is working now, is I completely forgot that I was going to have the donut. Because when I got home, I was going to take the donut out of the freezer to thaw. Although, you know, I will eat a frozen donut. But it completely slipped my mind because I'm not obsessed with worrying about having sweets and treats all the time. I'm more obsessed with getting back on track. And I think that's a better obsession, at least for me. And each day is getting a little bit easier, so that's good news for me. It really is. But I am trying. Well, David was in a little fender bender yesterday. He was going to work at 4 o'clock in the morning, and he was switching lanes, and he didn't judge it correctly, and his front end clipped the back end of the other lady. So they pulled over to the side of the road and exchanged information. And she said that you didn't need to call the police, that she was going to go make a police report. And so David said, well, I'm going to go to work. And then he was working with Jimmy, who's his dad. So he was working with Jimmy, and Jimmy says, no, you need to go and make a police report too. Well, they were texting back and forth with David and the lady were texting back and forth about the accident. And then a police officer did call him to give him the police report number, for insurance purposes. And but he never said that David should come in. But when David gets off work, he asked me if I'd go with him, and I told him I would, because I think it's better that he went there too and said something, because the lady texted him back with a report from the from the bump shop, and it showed that it was $771 to paint and fix, with the labor and all that. So to me, that's not that much damage. $771 is a lot of money. I'm not saying that. I said, but it could have been a lot worse, especially with the way it costs to repair cars nowadays. So she said that David the form for the insurance company, and on it said customer pays $0, no deductible, customer pays $0, insurance pays $771. So then she told David she wasn't going to submit it to the insurance company. She wanted the $771, and then she was just not going to claim it on her insurance. I told David, I said, claim it on your insurance. You don't have to fix your car, because I guess he's just got a little bit of a scratch on the front of his truck. I said, I would just have your insurance pay for her $771, because if she's asking for $771 now, who's to say that she's not going to come back later on and want more money? And so he says, yeah, my dad told me the same thing. So I said, well, I think that's the smart way to go, David. I think we should just go to the police department and make a police report. And then, I don't know what all these people were waiting for. Just make your police report and then have your insurance handle it. And just tell the police that, I'm going to let my insurance company handle everything. So that's what we're going to do when he gets off of work this afternoon. But anyway, they showed the season finale, which I'm hoping is the series finale. I get so hooked on the show that I don't really like, but I still watch it because I feel like I got to be faithful to the show. I don't know why. But The Average Joe, I'm not a huge fan of it, but she'll find me. She always seems to find me. Oh, look I can go all the way through again. I'll just stay here. She found me last time. She'll find me again. I clean my windows, though. They're pretty bad. It's just like one of those shows that I just think that it's if I could take it or leave it, one of those. And then I watched This Is Us. And Kate wasn't on last night, but I really do think that when she found out it was the final season, she stopped trying to lose weight, because I think she got even bigger. And I feel so bad, because it's just, she's so young to be so big. And I really do think it's some kind of not an eating problem. I don't know. It's just, she's got such an odd shape, so it just seems to me that it's not so much like an eating problem. But I don't know how that works. And then I watched New Amsterdam. Another show. So far-fetched. But I watch it, so I don't know. I don't know what to tell you about that. But anyway, I remember when I was 16, when I had my first panic attack. Getting back to Alyssa. I was in class, and the teacher wouldn't let me leave, and I just knew that I had to get out of that class. And I just thought, I'll get in so much trouble if I just leave. But I thought, no, I can't be in here. And I left, and I went in the bathroom. and I had a convulsion because I got worked myself into such a thing, and all of the, I think it was just I was having a convulsion, and it led up to the panic attack, and that one day changed my life. And it just shows that one day can really change your life, and that day changed my life, because from that day forward till, and that was in 1965, until 1986, I was living trapped in my own body, trapped in my own mind, and just thinking that every day was the last day. This is the day I'm going to die. This is the day I'm going to die. I just know it. And then that would build me into a panic attack, and I couldn't handle it, and couldn't be alone. That's why Jim always had to bring me over to my mother's house until he got off of work. I could work at that time because I had to work. I had no choice. And I could go to college, but it was so hard for me. Oh my God, every day was a challenge. And every day I would think, today's the day I'm going to die. I just know it. Today's the day I'm going to die. And I lived like that for like 21 years. And it wasn't until we moved into our first home in Clinton Township, and I really had to survive on my own. And I remember that first day that the kids had gone to school, because Chrissy had just started kindergarten, and I sat in a chair and just stared at the clock, counting off, well, I lived one more minute. I lived another minute. Oh, I lived another minute. And at the end of that day, I thought, I can't do this every day. I just can't do this anymore. And it was just so hard. And the next day came, and I thought, well, I have to do something to pass the time of day. And I turned on Phil Donahue. And Phil Donahue actually saved my life that day, because that was the day that he had somebody on that was talking to me, that was telling me everything that I was feeling, everything that I was knowing, that was my life, and how they had overcome it with medications and prayer. And so I thought, I have to go to the doctors. And so I went to the doctors, and I said, I don't think I need a psychiatrist, but if I do, I'll go to one. I said, but, and I explained all my symptoms, and they said, well, you're having an anxiety attack. And because they didn't call them panic attacks back then, they called them anxiety attacks. And so he prescribed a medication for me to take, and I just really, at that point is when I really got really deep in my faith. I was always deep in my faith, but really truly got deep in my faith, and prayed and said the rosary every day, read Bible verses, and each day got a little bit better for me. And I'm finally reaching a point now. And so my point is, I'm trying to not scare Alyssa, but tell her right now. And I told her the other day, the way you decide to handle it now is how the rest of your life is going to turn out, because you can be trapped in your own mind, or you can realize that this is not what you want to do. So anyway, here comes Alyssa. Let me see if I can get her on the camera. We'll see. Of course, no coat. It's one below. Watch and see what she has on. It's one below. I'm not going to say anything.
Hi.
There's Alyssa.
What?
Without a coat, without a hat, without gloves.
Yep.
Oh, Alyssa. Okay, we're going to have a bowl of cereal with some tea and orange juice and a grapefruit. Today is Wednesday, January 26th. My quote is, I am in the process of becoming the best version of myself. It's a 12-point breakfast, 5 points for a cup and a half of Wheaties, 5 points for a cup of milk, 2 points for my 8 ounces of orange juice and 8 ounces of sugar-free cranberry juice, and 0 for my banana, tea, and grapefruit. 12 points. Big breakfast. Well, high point breakfast, too. Okay, let's have some dinner. It is a 10-point dinner, 3 points for my Ore-Ida fries, 2 points for my chicken because I used Italian dressing for seasoning, 3 points for half a cup of cottage cheese, 0 for my pineapple, the tea, the squash, and the barbecue sauce, and 2 points for my pudding. End of the day with 22 points. Oh, there's my iced tea. Okay, that's it for tonight. I did go with David over to the police station. They took his information. Police officer didn't seem to think he'd get a ticket, but he said if he did, he should go to court. because it's traffic court, and then they would reduce it to a double parking ticket, so he wouldn't get any points on his driver's license, on his driving record. But he doesn't think it's going to come to that. So, and he suggested letting the insurance companies handle it, because like he said, even though she sent the first quote for $771, she could then come back when she finds out that he's going to pay for it and say, well, she's got another quote and got for $1,200. So we're just going to let the insurance handle it. I want to recommend that if you really have like a craving for chocolate, these chocolate pudding, I'm looking at it because I just finished my dinner. These chocolate puddings, the sugar-free chocolate puddings by Jell-O, really do meet my chocolate taste. I mean, I can't eat them every day, but I could see me eating it for the rest of my life. I love a real chocolate pudding. I told you I love to peel off the skin on a cooked, because when we were little, not, like younger, my mother was teaching us how to cook. And one of the first things she taught us how to cook for dessert was pudding. And that was when you had to do it on the stove and you had to constantly stir it so it wouldn't scorch. And then we had like little dishes like this. This is actually one of them from when I was growing up. I told you, I keep things till the end of days. But anyway, we used to fill those up with pudding and then for our dessert. And then what I would do is I'd go and peel the skin off of everybody's pudding and I would eat it before I served it. Oh, what a child I was. But I'm sure that if my brother Michael or Susan or Mary or whatever did it, they did the same thing. It's just what you do. But I think one of the reasons I'm a pretty good cook is because my mother taught us early. And like I've always said, when my kids were old enough to get by the stove safely, they learned how to cook. We're still waiting to see Jimmy's awful fried scrambled eggs. I have to remind him, so maybe this weekend he'll make himself some eggs. But that'll be it for tonight. So if you're new to my channel, please subscribe, leave a comment, hit the like button, and share if you think somebody might like to see it. As always, stay safe, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow.